back in the garage of glory. Christy and I were at a buddy of mine's house yesterday-ish. Yeah, yesterday. So he's a teacher. That's what he does for a living. He's a high school, I think, biology teacher. But he's not one of those people. If you take it however you want, he's not one of those people. So we were just talking, and he was telling me about, he said, I wasn't going to tell you this. He said, but, because every time I go over there, we have conversations about just different things that are going on. He said, I wasn't going to tell you this. He said, but before the whole, C virus thing started, he said, I have a buddy of mine that, like when the president comes into town, he does security for the president. He's not Secret Service, but he works with those dudes to set up security in town. He does some other things too. I'm not going to go into because then you can probably figure out who this guy is. But he said, before the whole C virus thing hit, he told me that I needed to get ready. He said he wouldn't tell me why, but he just told me I need to get my food in order. I need to get my supplies in order. I need to get all my gun shit in order. He's like, so I did. He said the same guy told him the other day that things are about to get real. He said he never goes into depth what he's talking about because, he just tells me what he can tells me. So he said, freedom, that's not what he calls me, but he said, you need to get ready. It's coming. I said, yeah, I know it's coming. You're not telling me nothing I don't already know. In the same conversation, he was talking about a paramedic that he knows. This paramedic was trying to get certified in order to be able to pronounce deaths. So, the paramedic shows up on the scene, or EMT, whatever the exact title is, and he can pronounce you dead at this certain time. That way, I guess, I don't know what the benefit of that is. I guess it comes with more money. I don't know. So this paramedic was working with the coroner's office of a county right here in Southwest Ohio when Amy, I believe her name was, she stepped down. Oh shit, I just lost her last name. Damn it. I hate when I do that. I'll look it up and I'll post it at the end of this video. But anyway, this Amy lady, who now stepped down, she stepped down in June, told all all 88 coroners were in on this, this conference call. What was that Amy lady's name, baby?
Amy Acton.
Amy Acton, that was her name. So, and Amy Acton told these coroners that they need to go back and all deaths that cannot be attributed to trauma to mark them as COVID deaths. And all the coroners told her to kick rocks, and then she stepped down like 2 days later. But what's weird about this is that check your life insurance policy, because life insurance won't pay out for pandemic deaths. A lot of life insurance policies. So check the fine print in your life insurance policy. The same paramedic guy had just went to court in Kentucky because there was a family the older gentleman had died, and the insurance company wouldn't pay out because it was a death due to a pandemic. So he went to court and showed all the legal facts that you cannot die from COVID. You can die from complications from COVID. COVID itself will not kill you. So the court wound up changing the death certificate, and the family got their money. But there's all kinds of illegal death certificates out there, because there's like the guy proved in court, you cannot die from COVID itself. COVID itself cannot kill you. The complications from it is what kills you. And I know it's semantics, but it is what it is. The legal system is semantics in itself. Now, you see the ATF is about to come after your pistol braces if you have them. They're coming after your semi-automatic ARs, probably any semi-automatic to be honest with you, but they're definitely coming after the ARs. They're coming after the standard capacity magazines. What do you do? I don't know what to tell you to do. I think that it's time for people to make tough choices. It's really time for the people that support their police departments. Even if you've supported them up until now, it's time for you to really put your foot down on the police and let them know that you don't have to necessarily let them know that you will not comply, so they're not showing up at your door first. But it wouldn't hurt to make a call and say, hey, here's what's about to happen. We all know this is about to happen. I don't want any problems. I don't want you to have any problems. So what is your position on this? And find out what your local cop's position is on it. You could get lucky and have a sheriff that says we're not going to enforce any of that shit, or we're done with the federal government. Then again, you might have a sheriff like the Highland County sheriff that told me to my face, if he was told to take everybody's guns in the county, he would be going door to door doing it. So don't think there's not sheriffs out there that won't do that. And that was the elected sheriff. I forget his name now, but it wasn't one of his deputies. It was the sheriff that told me that. You know, we keep saying that, I keep saying, and I hear other people saying that, you know, it's coming. And we all know it's coming. We don't know what is going to happen exactly. We don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know what our options are going to be when it happens. So you have to prepare for the worst. I guess you have to prepare you need to make the decision. If you got your little sandbox in your hand, you need to draw that line and figure out where that line is at right now. And you can't keep drawing it. You know, you really need to throw the sandbox away because too many lines have been crossed already. If we allow this to move forward, it's not coming back at all. Once they ban braces, then they're going to go after. I mean, the brace argument is a completely stupid argument. The number of people that die from, it's going to be, we're going to ban the braces because that makes these weapons short barrel rifles, which are concealable. And then when the death rates don't change, it's going to be, we need to ban semi-automatic weapons, semi-automatic rifles. Then they ban semi-automatic rifles. Then when nothing changes, they're going to be, they could ban every firearm there is, and the death rate would stay the same. It would just change the manner of death would just change. Evil people do evil shit, and if good people don't have a way to protect themselves, bad shit happens to them. And they don't care about you. You are a number. That's it. If you watch the Larkin Rose video when he was talking about Operation Northwoods, where our government was willing to sacrifice citizens of the states in order to push their agenda to go into Cuba, which that never happened, but the documentation there exists that says the government agreed to do this. They were going to do it. That's why people are so caught up on the 9/11 thing. Is the government 100% responsible for 9/11? I don't know. I haven't had the access to enough information to make that decision on my own. Do I think they had something to do with it? Damn right they did. I only say that because of what happened after the fact. If we only go based off of what happened after the fact, then we can say, yeah, it was about control. They sacrificed those 3,000 lives to line their pockets and to control me and you. And it won't stop. Even though our Constitution doesn't allow for ex post facto laws, they continue to make them. They continue to create laws that, this roll of tape is legal today. I bought it, I paid for it, I worked for it, it's mine. And then tomorrow they make it illegal. And now I'm a felon if I get caught with this roll of tape. The same roll of tape that hasn't hurt nobody for years, probably years. I'm now a felon for having it tomorrow because of the possibility that I could hurt somebody with it. And that's where we're at in this country with everything. It's not about what you've done or what you will do or what is factual or what's not. It's about whatever they can say to gain control over you. And it's going to continue and going to keep going. And once it gets to my kids, once I'm gone and I'm no longer here to fight, then it's up to my kids, it's over. Because there's not enough people their age that are going to be willing to fight like there is now. There's not even a lot of us now. The number of us now it's so small. I think initially, if it was to happen, it would be so small that it would be tough, depending on how it went. Hopefully, over time, people would be wake up just like they did in the revolution, like, we're gonna join this thing, But I don't know. But we keep allowing the shit to happen. Government doesn't rule me. It doesn't rule you. It doesn't rule her. It doesn't rule my kids. It doesn't rule my neighbors. We are supposed to have all authority over our government to be able to tell it what it can and can't do. That's why we have our Constitution. Our Constitution is our laws for our government. You can govern us, but you have to go by these laws. Will you turn that off, Christy? The washing machine. It's pretty loud. I didn't realize it was on until just now. Sorry. Yeah, our washroom's out by our garage. But as long as government keeps, the more they do, it's just like a little kid sticking their hand in the cookie jar. And I've given this example before. You know, if it's dinner time, your little kid runs up and puts his hand in the cookie jar, and he looks around and he sees you looking at him, and he puts the lid back on and goes, he eats his cookie. Tomorrow he's going to take 2. He's going to take 3, and then it's just going to keep going until there's no more cookies. There's no more cookies to take. But now, when he goes to take that first cookie, if you smack the piss out of his hand and let him know, hey, you're not taking no more damn cookies, there'll be some cookies left for you.